Hey there, it's Melissa and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another layout for the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files design team, and I'm using two cut files. I'm using an older one called Fluttering Heart. I mean, I shouldn't say it's old because the store is nearly a year old, so it's not that old. And I'm also using the Feathered Arrow, which was recently released this month in the boho line that Virginia has just put out. So I'm using the Crepe Paper All Heart collection, and I've backed my feathers off camera. As well as the collection, I've also used some PAL glitter paper in gold. And I was going to use just a plain white piece of cardstock, but I had this piece that I had done some mixed media on. I was going to use it with my December hip kit, so I'd used the stencil and I've used some Lindy's Magicals with texture paste. And I'd also put some splatters on with Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine. So I did think about using the other side of that paper. That's that gorgeous piece of crepe paper that has all the flowers on it. It's so beautiful you could actually just frame it in a 12 by 12 frame and not do anything else with it. But I really, really loved the pink polka dot, or pink with white polka dot on the other side. And so I cut this, and then I thought, why don't we flip it over and see how it looks? But I decided it was too busy. And I've been making, every year, I make a layout for each of my children with a photo from January, or it may even be a New Year's photo. And then I just write something to them on that layout, and that sort of is the opening page for the year, for the album. So I don't have separate albums for each year. I just continue on because I don't scrap chronologically. So from their baby sort of albums or baby photos right through till, I don't know, when they leave home maybe, when they have kids, when they get married. I don't really know. My oldest is about to turn 13, but I think I'm up to album number 6 or 7 for him. So yeah, I don't have anything separating the years except probably this type of layout. So when I saw this beautiful feathered arrow, I immediately thought of the heart, of a heart, because the arrow would pierce the heart. And so I went through, I was just going to make a heart myself, but then I went through the cut files, and Virginia has a lot of heart cut files, and I thought this one was perfect. I have used it before. I cut it 4 times and used it in a grid layout last year, but I decided to cut it really large, and I've done that a lot of times. I'll cut a cut file really large, make it sort of the central focal piece of the layout and design around it. But I thought rather than just having the arrow on its own, I'd mix it up with another cut file. So that's why I have used this one. I also like this cut file because you can tuck things under it, like I'm tucking the photo under right there. So I've taken a tag from the collection. I've sacrificed the words on the bottom of the tag. I quite like this collection, how it has images in it as well, like photographic images. I know some people don't like that, but I quite like it, and it's probably what drew me to the collection, that and the fact that it was really good for scrapping girls, in particular more sort of pre-teenage girls. So I've already put some craft foam behind my photo, and I've as you've seen, cut that tag and just glued it behind and put my twine. I've doubled that twine. I've cut it like 2 pieces of it and then thread it through just to make it stand out a lot more than if I only had one skein. So I decided to call it Oh My Heart because there's a heart and she's just looking so cute in that photo. I think I've mentioned before that my husband has the latest iPhone. I think it's iPhone 11, and the photographs are amazing. I mean, I didn't even have to edit this photo really. I think I might have played with the curves in, what is it called? Snapseed. I like just automatically playing with curves, and that kind of adds a bit more brightness and whiteness to the photo. And that's all I had to do. With my other photos, I'd have to lighten them. I would play with the colour tones, and then maybe even put a filter over them, but with this I didn't. So yeah, and that yay for today is the bottom of the tag, and I didn't want to waste it. Not that I'd waste it, I'd use it on something, but then I thought it looked really cute just tucked in there. So here I am with the chipboard, and I have struggled with the chipboard in this collection. I was trying to use it up. I got 2 sheets of it, and I kind of got doubles of some of the collection because it came in a hip kit. So I didn't play with this collection for a while after I used that hip kit, because I felt like I was all, I guess, not sick of it, but when you use a lot of something, you don't want to go and use any more straight away. Well, I don't anyway. But now I've made a few layouts recently with this collection, and I do really love it. That's why I purchased so much of it. So little stars, of course, are quite easy. Chipboard stars are quite easy to use. And then I thought, we've just got to get some more chipboard onto here. I did think about leaving the layout just as it is without that flower, but it's looking a bit plain, and so I'm really pushing myself with these layouts to do a bit more with them, to push the boundaries, to think, what can I do, especially with the cut files, what can I do other than just cutting the cut file, backing it, you know what I mean? So combining two cut files is a way you can do that. Stitching a cut file, foiling a cut file, doing amazing mixed media like some of the other girls in the design team. That's something you can do. Yeah, so with this one, it was definitely the layering of the two cut files. So then once I'd gotten a bit of chipboard down, I've got two of those flowers down, I then was going to leave it, and then I thought, no, we've got all of these translucent flower stickers. I really want to get some of them used up. And once again, I got doubles because I got a whole pack. I think you get 6 sheets of stickers, and not all flowers, but 6 sheets of stickers in a pack. And because of the hip kit, I've got 2, so I've got 16 pages of stickers to use up. And I have definitely made a good dent in them, but I thought, let's add some flowers because it's a really girly layout, and let's focus the flowers around the 2 embellishment cluster areas, which is the main one being the photo, and the minor, smaller one is that yay for today. So I really enjoyed this. I've tucked some underneath these bits of the heart as well. I've popped up the parts of the heart that are not covered with the photo or the arrow with little dimensional foam from Stampin' Up, and I just love that little touch of dimension. So some of these clusters of flowers, and I had to pull up parts of the cut file, but I've only glued them down with the same Stampin' Up dimensional adhesive, and you can lift them up and reposition them without worrying about adding more adhesive. So trying to use as many of these leaves and they're either black or green, as many of the leaves as possible. These stickers went over the texture paste quite well. That texture paste is quite chunky because I put it on quite thick through the stencil. And you can see there, you can kind of see I've used a lot up from that sheet of flowers. I've only got about 3 or 4 left on there. So I just keep going until I'm happy. And I apologise about the camera angle too. You can see that I'm standing up to scrap this, and I really got into it and didn't check on my phone above how it was looking. But that's my final layout. I hope you enjoyed watching my process. I love the result of this layout. I'm really happy with the layering of the cut files and how it looks with the arrow going into the heart. I've got the link to the shop coming up, and I'll also have it below, so definitely make sure you check out Virginia's gorgeous cut files.